The Authors Forum exists to inspire success. We will talk with authors and others in the publishing industry to bring you essentials and advice. Dr. Veronica Asagui is your host for Authors Forum.
Carolyn Miller. She's the author of 2 fiction books, Gothic Spring and Heartland. Let's take a look at Heartland. Heartland is set in a rural American country. It's coming out of depression just prior to World War II.
That's right.
Did you choose this period to write about, and do you see any parallels between then and now?
Well, absolutely. What generated this novel is the period that we went through in American politics, where I think we got a lot of bad publicity around the world about America and our imperialistic notions. And I just thought it was a bad rap. You know, the number of times America has come to the aid of other countries, I thought it was unfair.
It definitely has a very original way, the way you wrote it. I just love the way, if I may bring it up. For example, it starts with 2 brothers that meet at the father's house somewhere in the farm, and the mother has died.
Yes.
And the father's not doing very good health-wise, emotional-wise. So one of the brothers takes the father out while he has to go through his mother's things in her bedroom and look at what's going to be thrown out, what's going to be doing with this and what's going to be doing with that. So he's alone with this album of pictures.
That's right, photograph album.
Photographs. And it, for example, like the night the Foreign Legion came to visit, you wrote, photograph Henry running through the sprinklers with Oliver and Herman, July 1939. And then that brings the young man that's there in the house to remember all that happened in that year when he was a young kid,
right.
11, 12 years old. I think it's great because when I first opened this book, I was looking, what's that? She's missing a photograph. That's what my first thought, oh, photograph, where is the photograph? But then when you start reading it,
yes,
right after the first one,
yes,
it clicks and it's like, brilliant. This is really brilliant.
Lovely.
I love it. I love it.
Brilliant. Say that
brilliant,
again.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Because the whole idea about writing a book, I think, is the originality of it. The what draws the person in right from the very first pages. You draw the reader in, and then it stays hooked until the end. And when I finished this book, I wanted to know what was going to happen, but that you kind of said he was moving in with his wife back.
Come back to his hometown.
And that was beautiful, and that is Heartland. That is
yes.
awesome.
Yes.
I just had to bring
American
that
Heart. Well, everybody scrapbooks, so what a wonderful way to communicate with people about a story.
There are so many humorous adventures in Heartland, but it has hints of a dark side.
Yes.
Can you talk about that for our audience?
Well, I hope the audience won't think I'm a really dark-sided person.
No.
But you know, it is.
Yeah.
You can't look at the human spectrum and not look at the dark side. So, yeah, there are dark sides. The touchstone in this book is Uncle Henry, who's maybe autistic, but enough with it that he kind of sees the world clearly. But the community, as loving as it is, it has its prejudices. There's a Greek family that Oliver torments simply because they are so different. In the story, there's a restaurant or a diner really called the Marabar Diner, and Oliver always wonders why this funny exotic name. And as he grows up, he understands the only man in town who is a Jew is the owner of that diner, and that diner, being exotic, represents how he feels. There's some religious prejudice. It's a Swedish community largely, and so there's an Irish family there. And so there's a little talk about the Irish and the Protestants. So it's all there, but it's not in the foreground, because what I wanted to emphasize is the loving side of America. But we're not perfect, and I don't want us to forget that.
No, we're not. And that's good, because that's how we learn, right?
Yes, exactly.
Oliver plays a lot of tricks on his brother. I did that, and I think all of us play tricks on our siblings. But in a lesson learned, he almost seems to really want to hurt Herman.
Oh, yes.
What was your intent in
Now,
that story?
yeah, that's the dark side of Oliver that I wanted to point out, that you can love someone deeply, and there will be periods in your life when, you know, it's good there isn't a loaded gun around.
Right.
You know. And this was Oliver's understanding of that dark side in him. His little brother just is driving him crazy. He's sticking to him like glue. And the reason is that his little brother Herman's favorite playmate is dying. And so in his loneliness, Herman sticks to Oliver, and Oliver just can't stand it. So he really tries to hurt his brother in a number of ways. And then the boy dies, and he realizes what he's done, you know, to his little brother. It's a real lesson for Oliver about love and family.
Where can someone find this book?
Both of these books are available at Amazon.com and Barnes & Noble.
Once again, your website is?
CarolineMillerBooks.com.
Okay, don't forget that. And thank you, Carolyn, for being our guest.
It was, Veronica.
You're very welcome. Until our next Authors Forum, have a most inspiring week.
Thanks so much. I just loved it.